A drummer. Or even the real musician, he just makes a noise.
Hi guys, and good morning. I'm going to need a bigger mug. Or good afternoon or good evening, wherever in the world you're watching this. And thank you for watching. And as ever, please like, subscribe and share. It really helps me to grow the channel and to get it out there. And actually, I'm going to be talking today about my YouTube clips, like the shorts and reels that I put on Instagram and so on, like share pretty much every day if I can. And the reason I haven't been here for a while, and I always say this, if I'm not here, it's a good thing. I mean, I'm not putting content, apart from my little, reels and stuff, shorts, but I'm not putting any chatty content on my YouTube. But it's kind of a bad thing, I guess, but it means I'm out on the road. I'm out gigging, touring, or recording, or teaching, or masterclassing. I'm out there doing something, which is kind of good. Means that I'm out working because I'm a busy musician. So there are little times where, I'll have time off so I can sit here and do lots of these things. And there's other times where I'm so busy, I don't get a chance to. And if I do get a minute, I want to actually just sort of relax. And if I have got a minute, I'm usually not relaxing anyway. I'm usually learning a set for a different band, or, writing charts for a session or something, or preparing for a masterclass or private drum lessons, But anyway, I'm here now to do a few today. And this first one, as I say, is going to be on my recent YouTube shorts and reels. I hate saying shorts, it sounds weird. Yes, those. And I've got to say, they're getting quite a lot of traction. And I'm thinking I should maybe, and if anyone out there watching this now is on any other drum forums, maybe you could share it on there. And maybe I think I should share them myself, but it often feels a bit weird if you're shoving your drumming stuff on other drumming websites, I don't know, maybe not. But let me know what you think about that. Leave that in the comments if I've got some ideas of what I could do to get them out there. But anyway, they're doing quite well as they are. And, someone the other day asked me, what's with the music and, what's with the production quality and stuff, and straight down the line, I've always said the same thing. I film on my phone, I can do 4K, which is great. The recordings, audio goes straight onto the phone as well. I don't really change the angle, though I probably should for a few, but I put it up on the stand and just film the sessions. Sometimes I do it with a click, which I did this week. I did it on Sunday, just gone, because I was teaching. So I had my in-ears from a gig that I'd done the day before, which I'll talk about in another video. I played along to the clicks this time, because I thought I want some of these, in post stuff, and then, in pre and post, if it's done to a click, then when I'm doing it later and putting the music on top, it's going to be easier to do things. But I've had no issue with that along the way when I've done loads of videos without the click, so it doesn't really matter. So there's that, and the lighting is just what it is in the studio. And then I come home and I load it into my computer, and then I chop it up into little segments, and, I compose over the top. And it's done very, very quickly. A lot of the times they're done on the same day, sometimes the same morning. I usually post them about 8:30 UK time, around there somewhere, because that seems to be where a lot of my people come online to check. Though lately that hasn't been the case, so it's all up and down, all this algorithm nonsense. I don't know if I believe it or not, whatever. But and that's when I post it. So sometimes I'm up at 6 in the morning, straight on with the in-ears, straight on the laptop, open the music program, and off I go, and I start composing and taking little snippets and some vocal samples and orchestral samples. They're all free. I don't take any work that isn't free, because that'd be wrong. Though I guess the ones I've taken from the movies, don't say about that. No one's going to find it. And it was the reason. So that's the quality, and I'm not going to spend any more time on them than that, which maybe seems like I'm shooting myself in the foot. But the idea is very much kind of get it done, get it out there. That is really how I feel about this stuff. It's just of the moment. It's off the cuff. The videos are done between students when they come in and out. They've got a quarter of an hour turnaround in my lesson schedule. Usually we end up chatting through that anyway. But or if someone's late, you know, they can eat into that time a little bit, whatever. It's a 15-minute kind of get out clause, which we've got there, which is good. And it's just, I play for that amount of time, and I know roughly when a minute is now. I can feel it in my bones. Sometimes they're longer, I have to edit it. Sometimes they're shorter, but whatever. And the idea is to bring it home, and within that week, just get them out there. It's not, you know, spending hours filming them, though I guess some of them, the ones I really like, there was one I put out last week called Someone Needs to Hear This.
Everything that comes to you is a return to you of what goes out of you. Everything that comes to you is a return to you of what goes out of you.
That one, I'm really happy with the music. The music's always okay, I think. But sometimes the video quality, I know, could be slightly better. It'd be nice to have some sort of more variation in what I can do with it. But as I say, it's really not about that. It's homespun stuff. Get it done, get it out. I'm not going to spend time setting cameras up and lighting and stuff. I'm not going for that high-tech thing, you know, because some people comment and say it'd be a bit better if you did this, that and the other. And I get that, and I thank you for those comments. That's absolutely fine, and everyone's got their opinion on that, and it's good. But as long as you know, that's the core of it, is very much like, let's get this done, old school. Let's get it out there. You know, it's exciting. I want to get this done. And the sort of inspiration comes from all sorts of different places, really. When I'm playing the drum bits, I don't have anything particularly in mind. I'll keep in mistakes sometimes, stick hits, and when I'm not doing it to a click, sometimes I'll see they've ramped up a little wee bit or ramped down a bit. Doesn't really bother me again when you put the music to it. Again, it's that off the cuff thing. It's just raw. And the ones that are to a click, well, they're as tight as you like, you know, and all the ones this week are done to a click. So, and then it just really depends on how I wake up in the morning. It really does. That sounds corny and a bit trite, but it's true. I will get up, and if I'm feeling like, ooh, like when I did the John Lennon one from that brilliant interview where he says, we're not going to vote for Ted.
I'm not going to vote for Ted.
So he said that on TV, which I thought was quite cool. Typical John Lennon, really. But anyway, yeah, so I used that one with some quite aggressive drumming, which Ian Smith, who's a regular here and on my Facebook and stuff, said sounded a bit like Ringo's Tomorrow Never Knows. And I didn't really intend that, but that was brilliant, how that sort of came together. And of course, like anything, everyone feels and hears differently, you know, so it's all subjective. And I really like that. And that one really worked, you know, so I was feeling a bit mischievous that day. So the John Lennon one was that one. Then the Gattaca one, I felt a bit more whimsical and, you know, and then someone needs to hear this. I was feeling a bit sort of sad, you know, and it's just like, right, let's find something that works. And off we go. And it's a challenge for me to make something short and succinct like that kind of make sense to someone else, me first, and then to someone else. If it touches them, great. And I'm sure there are people that every day on when it comes up on Facebook and Instagram and maybe even YouTube, they're like, oh, Rob, flick, oh, not again, flick. That's fine, you know, that's absolutely fine. If they're on the bus or wherever they are watching these things, you know, I could say other places, but I won't. And they just, you know, swipe and move on, that's fine. I've got no issue with that. You know, this is my business, it's my life, this is the modern world we live in. Years ago, it would just be adverts in papers and you know, cards in record shops and stuff. But those things don't really exist in the way they used to. And certainly don't have the readers they used to and the footfall that they used to have. So you've got to do it in different ways. So, you know, I'm not apologizing for posting every day and pictures of drum kits and stuff. That's what we do. And if you're out there as an upcoming drummer, or even one like myself who's been around quite a long time, don't worry about it. I say to my students, just keep going. You know, you can't be worried about what someone else thinks. And if someone sends a comment of, oh, you do post these every day, it's like, okay, yeah, I do, yay. And you can always just move on. So yeah, but I'm just happy they're getting traction with people that I don't know. Oh, I'm getting messages from, you know, I mean, when I get it on Instagram, it's followers and stuff. That's brilliant. But on YouTube, I'm getting a lot of comments from people who, you know, aren't subscribed, and then they do subscribe because my numbers are going up, thankfully. But I need more. And yeah, people are mostly getting it. You know what I mean? I think I'm going very much against the grain of people that sit there and say, you know, here's this buddy thing, and I'll play it along to the video, you know. Or here's me playing a Beyonce song, but I'm going to do it in 11/8. And all of it is good, by the way. I'm not saying any of that is bad, because all the drumming is great. So any information for anybody, and if it brightens their day, this is what I'm saying. You know, it's all good. But for me personally, I'm not looking for that market. I'm not, you know, zoning in on that. I'm trying to look at drums as the instrument, how I feel about the instrument, do things musically with it that I think are important to me, because you only get one chance, as far as I know, in this life, in this body, to do what you want to do. And I feel like any of us, I've got something to say on the instrument. And I was starting to get really bored of myself doing the same shorts and reels, but without music, just drummy stuff. Now, I'm not knocking that, you know, I played some nice stuff and I'm proud of it. I'm not going to take them off my YouTube, the history of, you know, of shorts and stuff. I'm not going to suddenly delete them just for these new ideas. It's all part of my story that will be there, hopefully forever, for anybody that wants to see it, if anybody wants to see it. Hopefully my son will want to see it at some point. Yeah, I just thought it was time to do something different. And I'm working on my own music, which I'll talk about in another video, and I'll break all that down and explain stuff, what's been going on with that as well. But yeah, I just thought it was time for me to express myself a bit further. And I love electronic music, as you guys know who watch this channel, you know, through Kraftwerk and Gary Newman and, you know, all those different places. And I said to someone the other day, actually, that my favourite Queen album is the Flash Gordon soundtrack, which is full of synths. And of course, they said that doesn't count. That's like saying, what's your favourite album? Beatles album, the best of the Beatles. Thank you, Alan Partridge, for that. It's a good one. But yeah, so I've managed to collide these two worlds together, which is quite exciting. So I can bring along my electronic ideas. And also, I was thinking the other day, another reason I love the Flash Gordon soundtrack was it was one of the first albums I heard. I think that was 1980 it came out, where they managed to fit the dialogue from the film into the soundtrack. So the story goes along very loosely, but you hear loads of the dialogue cut into the tracks. So you get a bit of an idea of the story as it goes on, as you're reading it, you know, in Ming's palace, and then there's something happening like the fight in Ming's palace or whatever, you know, when they meet Zarkov and all this, you know. And then, of course, Prince did that with the Batman soundtrack, which I loved. The original Batman album, which I've got over there somewhere, that did it as well from the 60s, you know, had different bits of the dialogue thrown in from the films, you know. And yeah, I love that. So I've always enjoyed that in music. So thanks, Queen, because I'm not the biggest Queen fan, as everyone knows, but thank you for that, because you inspired me with these shorts to kind of add little moments of spoken word, which I enjoy. And there's some Alan Watts in there, and there's been obviously the John Lennon one, and there was something from 2001, and also from Gattaca, one of my favourite films, which seems to be like a Marmite film. Some people go, oh, not that was really wet. And other people go, God, I loved it. And I think it depends. If you haven't seen it, go and see it, Gattaca. It's really, really good. Ethan Hawke, and I can't think of her name now. But Uma Thurman, that's right. I just think it's a brilliant film. And I think it depends, what I was going to say, I'm trying to say, is it depends on the mood you're in when you watch it. If you're in a bit of a kind of, I don't care about stuff today, and you watch it, you go, what an idea. But if you're feeling more kind of, not melancholic, but more chilled and just relaxed, it probably hit you a bit more, I think. It's a great film. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. Just go and see it. You won't be disappointed. I think it's on Prime, I think. It's on one of them free anyway, I think. So yes, so as I say, I just wanted to break that down. For the people who don't get my shorts and that's fine. They don't have to. If it's not tech enough or I'm not doing enough drum solo stuff on it, well, that suits me fine. You know, like any artist I've ever loved, they divide the table, and I think that's what it should be. You know, if you can divide the room like that and say, okay, well, you dig what I do, you don't, that's fine. But there's still times when people go over the camp, over the line, you know. Some people go, oh, yeah, I love your stuff, Rob, but too many. This camp might go, actually, no, I like this one. This one is a good one. So anyway, I ain't going to stop doing them, y'all. I'm going to keep doing them, and I'm enjoying it. And if you like them too, thank you. And if there's any you particularly liked, please leave a comment down below. I've now named them, because I think Philip Pendleton said I didn't name enough of those things and they were hard to find, and he's probably right. So I've gone back now and named most of them, the musical ones anyway. So if there's one you liked, then please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Good, bad or ugly. I don't mind. It's all good. So there will be more. If you're sat there going, oh no, then I'm sorry. And if you're there going, great, then good man yourself. Okay, as ever, thanks for watching. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite excited about this 3i Atlas thing. I've got it on my laptop here. And a good friend of mine, Stuart Clark, who I'll talk about in another video, he's sort of high up there in astronomy knowledge. And he actually is the editor for this and, well, owns, not just the editor, he owns this magazine, Astronomy Now. And yeah, 3i Atlas, what is going on with that? And this weird government shutdown. I know, it's not conspiracy. It's not just NASA either. They've shut down loads of stuff, I know, but it just seems like really weird timing, right? Anyway, let's get off this because I'll spend another 15 minutes talking about that. As ever, thanks for watching. As I say, please like, subscribe, leave comments below on what you think about the shorts and the reels. And also, if there's any good drumming forums you think I should post them on, or maybe you could share them rather than me, because it looks like I'm doing my own flag waving then. But if you guys could do that, that would be excellent as well. So take care. It's now 11:13 on the 7th of October, and I'm going to do more of these videos, so I better shut up and get cracking on with the rest of them. All right, take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.